The first step in cleaning the covers, the vents in your home, is to turn off your air conditioning or heat. And sometimes that is referred to as the HVAC system, and that stands for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, if you weren't aware of that. So that is the first step in this process. And then the next step, you unscrew the vent cover, and that's what I am doing right now. My system was off and before I started unscrewing the cover. So what I'm doing is just setting this one on the table, and then there were two downstairs. So I'll unscrew this next one here, and then I just set it on the table. But after you unscrew them, then you just want to get some mild dish soap, and I used the brand, and this is non-sponsored, but the brand that I used was 7th Generation, and it was unscented. That's my favorite dish soap that I use currently. And I just filled a bowl with warm water. I didn't think hot water would be appropriate with the paint on the covers. And so I just filled a small bowl with the dish soap and warm water, and I got some paper towels. That's what I chose to use, and I wiped the vent covers off. So those are the first 3 steps to the process here. And then you'll dry the covers off. What I did for drying them, I wanted this to be a quick process. I set them outside. It was a mild day when I was doing this, and I knew that they would dry pretty quickly by doing that. And I didn't soak them in water. The cloth was not soaking wet. It was just a lightly wet cloth. And then I set them outside. They dried quickly, and then you would screw them back on the wall once they are dry. And after that, you can turn your HVAC system back on. So you can turn your heat or air conditioning back on, and then you are good to go with doing this process. And so for me, what motivated me to doing this was, over time, I just had noticed my covers were getting really dirty and accumulating a lot of dust. And it was something that it wasn't pleasant to look at. It was embarrassing if any guests came over and noticed the dust. So what you could do instead of taking them off is you could just take a cloth and wipe them as they're on the wall. But if you wanted to do a deeper clean, which is just what I'm showing you, that's why I unscrewed them from the wall. And so you're able to do the front and the back. And as you can see, so these were the worst ones. And it's pretty satisfying to see all of that dust and dirt come off. But these were the worst ones. And you can see here the back. So both sides I wiped down, and they are very dirty. But if you didn't want to go through if you don't have a lot of time or energy, you could just wipe the cover from the wall. That actually was one of them I actually had to do that for, because I did unscrew it from the wall, but I could not get the cover off. I was pulling on it, and I tried 2 or 3 times, and I thought, I don't want any damage to my wall with trying to get this off. And I think it was sort of when the people painted the house. I think it was painted over, and that's why it was so hard onto the wall, but I just left it on there and then I wiped it as it was on there. So that's something you could do. I needed to rinse my hands off because there was a lot of dust, and I didn't want to. I was trying to get as little as possible, trying to just not make a mess, basically. I didn't want that on my screwdriver and all over the table. I did obviously have to clean the table off after doing this, but because the dirt got onto the table too, and the dust, and maybe even some paint dust, who knows, but the tablecloth, I did have to get that cleaned. And so here I am just wiping this off and showing you there's the soap there that I was using just in a small bowl. And I'm just trying to make this process as easy as possible and just get it done and just be quick about it. So I'm wiping that dirt off, but I'm coming to, with our family and where we live, we're coming to a point in time where it's getting to be a season where you will be indoors and the heat will be on, and it'll be winter and we won't be outside as much. And so what I like to do before that time is clean the carpets and just sort of make sure that I'm going to feel comfortable in the house with being indoors for it. Usually, depending on the weather, every year is different. Sometimes it gets cold enough in October where we will turn the heat on, and it is then you're indoors from October until maybe March. March can be pretty rainy, but here I am going upstairs, and I will get the vent cover from the master bedroom. But going back to what I was saying is that I just like to sort of do a deeper clean before we close everything off and we're indoors, and that's like the air that we're breathing for all of those months. So I'm not trying to scare anyone, but if you do this, it sort of can give you a glimpse inside your system, and you can kind of see any debris or if there's anything lurking in there, such as maybe mold. In my research, I did come across that scary word that you could have something like that in your system. But I'm sure, before I say anything more, I'm sure we're all okay, and that we've had that checked for the most part in just purchasing our homes and just noticing something being off or something like that. But just thought to be thorough that I would mention it just in case people have questions or they're not sure about what the system is. But I do have allergies, and it's just important to me to keep the dust down. And this is the time of the year, it seems like, no matter what I do. And maybe as I'm doing projects like this, it will help me, but I am usually reaching for a lot of tissues, and it happens every year usually. So I have environmental allergies, and then I'm also allergic to pets and dust and maybe other things that I'm not aware of. But I'm pulling this one off here, and this will be the last one that you see me cleaning. And it's definitely, I'm glad that this got taken care of, and I will, just seeing how dirty these covers are, I'm feeling that I need to make an appointment with a company to come and clean out the vents. And they have a specialized vacuum, and they are professionals, so I trust them and not myself to go in there in the ductwork there and check things out and get any lingering dust that is in our system there. So we are getting towards the end of the video here from what I show you. There's 2 more vents that I do clean after I film, but this is what I will leave you with. So I'm just trying to get as much as I can, and then I will set this outside to dry. So here we go, and just want to thank you for watching, and please subscribe. Everybody have a wonderful day. Bye.